Hello, and welcome to our webinar series. My name is Bradley with MSE Consulting. I'm the Director of Innovation, Education, and Technology here. And in today's webinar series, we will be looking at Paxen Learning's GED Test Prep, the Mathematics module. And what we're going to do today in today's webinar is we'll do a brief overview of the dashboard, how to get into the system, how to work around it, and we'll look at one or two of the units and show you guys how it works. With that said, let's go ahead and get started. We'll log in here. We'll be given an email with a login link. We'll click the link, enter our username and password, and this is the first screen that we'll see. Here in this screen, as we look at it, we'll kind of go from upper left hand corner to the bottom right hand corner. On the top side, you'll see the name of the person that's logged in. Right here, Vicki Andel. We'll see My Places. This is where you can click and do a quick view of the current classes that you're logged into. We'll also look at your preferences. You can change your personal information and your notification settings. You'll be able to go back to home page at any time from clicking home. If you have any questions, you can click the help button and then you can always log out. One of the great features about this web-based GED test prep program is that you can always use it at your convenience. If you look over here on the left hand side, you see two tabs, Paxen Learning and Paxen Learning Community. We'll see our support if we have any sort of issues with the web-based program itself. We have an email support, Veronica. And here in the middle is a link to the Paxen website in case you want to look at any of the other features and products that Paxen has to offer. So for us to go ahead and get started with the class, we'll go to Paxen Learning Community, click that tab. And that'll take us to our main page. This is the page that's going to show us all of the classes that we have registered for. If we've signed up for the all-inclusive web-based test prep program, you'll see all the classes: science, math, reading, social studies, and writing. If you just sign up for one of the classes, then you'll only see one of those classes on here. As you can see, we've signed up for all the classes that we have. So a quick overview of this page. The very top is going to be some announcements that we have based on your instructor or your institution. The next page, if there's any organizations that we're participating in, they'll have some announcements there. And then the third module is all the courses that we've signed up with. And then we have a discussion board, and then there's a class catalog if you want to go ahead and look through to see some other classes that are available. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started. Let's look at the mathematics class. So we're going to go ahead and click on the mathematics link. And that's going to go ahead and take us to the first page of the mathematics test prep program. At the beginning of each of our test prep programs, there'll be the announcements. Our in-house instructor, Jennifer, for this one, will give you a hello announcement, let you know a little bit about her, and that she'll be available to answer any questions that you may have as you're going through the test prep program. And so if you look over here on the left hand side, we'll see a few links. This will tell us where we are: GED Prep Accelerator Mathematics. The next link will be any announcements. GED lessons, where we'll actually start our lessons. Ask questions, if we have any questions that we need to ask as we're going through our lessons. And then as we take the test prep tests, we'll continuously keep an eye on what our grades are. And then some of the tools that we have, some email abilities that we have to email the instructor or some other participants that are in the class. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to click GED Lessons. Alright, on this page is where we're going to look and see what kind of lessons that we have. The first one is going to tell us a little bit about the instructor and the GED program. And then we're going to have unit number 1, unit number 2, unit number 3, and unit number 4. And we're going to go ahead and work through these at our own pace. So let's go ahead and click on unit number 1. Number sense and operations. And now we're actually getting into the test prep program of our GED, our web-based GED program. At the beginning of each of our units, we're going to have a quick bio of someone that got their GED and turned out to have a rather successful career in either military or software development or education or some sort of field, but they did start out with getting a GED and they moved on from there. And this is going to be at the beginning of each of our units, so it'll be a good idea to see how people are have actually gone on to do wonderful things from getting their GED. So with the Paxen Learning web-based program, our idea is to learn the skill, practice the skill, and then master the skill. And so what we're going to do is we're going to learn the skill first, and then I'll do a little bit of practicing of the skill, and then we're going to work on mastering the skill. So for us to learn the skill first, we're going to click on Student Edition. It says in this section you will learn the skill, practice that skill, then apply it to a problem. So we click on Student Edition, and one of the cool things about this is it's going to be you can take it 1 or 2 lessons at a time, you can take it 3 lessons at a time. If you have enough time to sit down and do all the lessons in one time, that's great. Or you can just do 1 lesson per day and come back the next day and review that lesson and then move on to the next one. So let's look at lesson number 1, whole numbers. So we're going to click this lesson number 1, and as we'll see, what happens up here is we actually open up a new window for this lesson. So for the learn the skill and the practice the skill, it's going to open up in a new window so that while we're working on mastering the skill, we will always be able to come back and review this learn the skill and practice the skill. So let's go ahead and click next. Whole numbers. Whole numbers are written with the digits 0 through 9. So this is the skill we're going to work on, whole numbers. And this is a little description of the skill that we're going to work on. Once we've read that and we're ready, we'll move to the next. And this is where we're going to practice the skill. So what we have here is a sample lesson, and then it is kind of explained to us as far as what's going to happen. To successfully solve problems on the GED mathematics test, you must understand place value, how to read and write whole numbers, how to compare and order whole numbers, and how to round whole numbers. And so what we have here is a nice example for us. So let's look at it and see what it says. Carrie needs to round her income to the thousandths place. What is 56,832 rounded to the thousandths place? And so we're going to come up here, we're going to go, alright, so we've got ones, tens, hundreds in our units, and then comes our thousandths, 1,000s, 10,000s, 100,000s, and then the next set of places is our millions, 1 millions, 10 millions, 100 millions. So we're going to go and look about rounding to the thousandths place. So we're going to go, here we are in the thousands, and she has 56,832. So our thousandths place is going to be this 6 right here. So we're going to round this to the nearest thousandths place. So that's going to go ahead and round up to this one, 57,000. And then over here we're going to look at A. It's going to tell us where we're looking. And then B over here is going to tell us what we need to do. And then it has some test taking tips. Okay? So then we're going to go back. We'll leave this window open in case we have any questions and we want to look over it again. And we're going to go back over here to lesson number 1, and we're going to apply the skill we just learned. So we're going to click apply the skill. And this is going to be a group of questions going over what we just learned, and we're going to go through them, and we can stop and start at any time we want, and when we're ready we click begin. Okay. And so here we are. Description tells you instructions. Choose the best answer to each question. You get multiple attempts. You can take this test as many times as you want, and this test can be saved at any time and resumed when you're ready. So if something happens and you have to get up and walk away, you can hit save and submit, or save all answers, and then you can come back and work on it a little bit later. So as you see, we got question 1, question 2, question 3, question 4, question 5. Let's see, it's got 6 questions that we have to go through. Once we go through these 6 questions, we hit save and submit, and it'll score it for us. Okay, and so with that said, let's go back to our GED lessons. Number sense and operations. Once we finish that one, we go back to lesson number 1, we've mastered skill, and we go to lesson number 2. And so this is how it kind of works. Start with lesson number 1, we learn the skill and practice the skill. Then we work on mastering the skill. Then we go to lesson 2, and we work our way all the way through our lesson. So we have 10 lessons here in the math portion of the GED test prep program. Okay. If there's any questions,